Hello and welcome back to the letter, and I'm still in the middle of a conversation with Luke, who I guess really isn't a bad guy entirely. He's still good. Still an ass, though. Anyways, Luke exhales long and drawn out, his impatience rapidly changing the comprehensible air around us. In the face of it, I tense. Accidentally stepped into another minefield. Any chat I've had with him so far has been like this. Why this still surprises me, escapes me, but above my worries of offending the man, is my own bewilderment. I remember well enough what I saw that night, yet he says something completely different.
Wifey was out with Kylie's mummy that night. She wasn't with us. How do you think I ended up on babysitting duty?
But in the front seat. And Kylie's... Miss B!
What happened? Kylie's sob reached my ear first, and then her familiar turns around my waist again. Hot tears seep through my blouse as she buries her face in it, her arms winding tightly around me. Luke and I briefly exchanged worried glances, his own lips shut tight with concern. Her cries are soft enough to not attract much attention. Most of the visitors had been ushered inside the rooms by now anyway. Those that still linger through watches are a little group with great interest and concern. If I don't get a better handle of the situation, I have a feeling Luke will start yelling at everyone soon. Kneeling gently pulled the girl away from me, cupping her face and wiping away tears, creating little trails on her cheeks. Her mouth is drawn in a miserable pout when she peers up at me.
All right, Kylie, calm down. What happened?
It's my friend.
That's a little too vague, Munchkin.
Let her speak, Luke. Who is it, Kylie? Melody? Or was it the other one?
Yeah.
Did the two of you fight?
She nods and immediately clams up after letting her sobs communicate the story instead, or as much as her shaking show can tell me. Right behind me, Luke gave a nervous huff while he shifts on his feet. He must not be used to handling children crying. What a wuss.
Sweetie, I won't be able to help you if you don't tell me what happened.
Seconds pass before she responds again. Tears are already gone when she finally musters the strength to talk. Her eyes subsides to mere sniffles.
I wanted to give her the rest of the jelly babies, but she won't come out.
Come out?
Where? Where is she?
In the little girl's room.
Is she still there?
She won't say what's wrong. I kept asking her, but she told me to go away. Career day is going to start soon. I saw the prizes Miss Alice will give us for good. She's gonna miss it.
Is that what you told her?
Yeah, she won't listen. She won't even take the jelly babies. After I saved it for her too.
I'm worried it somehow the ghost.
Luke wanted to eat the red ones, but I told him it's not for him. Miss Pink, can you talk to her? Tell her to come out, and I'm really upset with her.
Just a little childish argument then. Times like this, I'm glad I teach teenagers mature enough for petty squabbles. I do love being around children and won't mind having one or two of my own in the future, but it takes a whole different level of patience to teach several of them. I honestly admire my colleagues who willingly took the challenge. Normally I'll leave this for homeroom teachers to fix it, but I can't just ignore the imploring look she shoots me. That's another weakness I'll leave to steel myself against before I even think of having one of my own. For now, I give in to it.
Okay, tell me where she is, sweetie.
Sighing, I stand up and gesture for her to lead the way. Luke trails quietly behind us. Is this... Okay, here we go. Luke trails quietly behind us. Even with the small distance between, his apprehension words is palpable understandably so. No one wants to be caught in the middle of a children's spat. But in the end, this is all just part of my job. Can't just shy away from it, can I? Oh, we're just the ghosts. Kylie escorts us to an adjacent hall. At this hour, the corridors and the rooms linger, its sides are empty. Save for the gentle rustling of leaves, the twittering of birds outside, and the tapping of our foot against the floor, the whole area stays eerily quiet. Not usually, though. This is part of the building reserved for club activities at the end of the school day, and with the rest of the school busy with another event, it's only natural for it to be this deserted. Come afternoon right after class, it'll once again be filled with people. For the time being, I focus on the toilets at the far end, heading straight for it. Luke stays behind, opting to wait for the end of the straw instead, obviously not wanting to deal with another person's kid. Meanwhile, Kylie follows right after me, unusually silent as we approach the ladies' room. Sometimes before we made the turn down the hallway, she stopped sniffling and started singing a tune under her breath.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
I know this.
London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Probably to brace or calm herself, or maybe this is her way of preparing to pull her friend out of her sulk. No, it's not. So it reminds me of another person. Make no remarks on it, however. It's all part of growing up, they say. Let her learn. I imagine if you look at the kid, she is not the same kid. The door is slightly ajar when we get to it. From inside, the sobs of a girl echo weakly, barely audible even in this kind of hush. It's definitely that ghost again. Turns out Kylie's not the only one upset about this. Despite the situation, a smile forms in my lips as I call out to her friend.
Hello? Hello there? You're Kylie's friend, aren't you? Melody, is it? She's looking for you.
Children can be so amusing sometimes. Granted, they can be exasperating, especially around this age, but the enduring things about them outweigh those. All you need is enough level of patience.
Career day's about to start, too. You'll have to come out, or you're going to be really late for it. Miss Alice won't be happy if one of her kids isn't there. I heard she brought little gifts for everyone who'll behave. Don't you want to receive one?
However, her cries show no signs of abating. They only grow louder. Not close to a wall. Alarming regardless.
Are you okay?
It's not Melody. Unless it is, it's a ghost. From where I'm standing, it sounds almost like she's in some kind of pain, and it's not impossible. They do that at times, hiding what ails them for fear of a reprimand. If it's like that, coaxing her out might be useless. It also makes sense why she chooses the low furthest from the classroom. Wasting no time, I gesture for Kylie to wait and amble towards the door, calmly so I don't alarm her. At the same time, a distant sense of deja vu hits me. I've been in this position before, behind a door with someone crying on the other side. My calls ignored as their cries grow into a wail. Just the past week, actually. Even so, being in the same situation before doesn't bring any comfort. Putting up for the child beside me is the thick undercurrent of worry trickling into my stomach. Take one last breath, then I nudge open the door. It all happens in the span of a second. Don't make it past 2 steps into the room. Cry abruptly stops. Light footsteps shuffle behind me, coming to a halt at the door. My heart skips a beat. When I turn... Hello.
Kylie?
Oh, fuck. Hi. Hi, spooky ghost.
Miss Pink? Miss Pink? Why didn't you help her?
We were helping her. My whole body becomes motionless at this. Hold on, let me get ready. For any button I gotta press. My whole body becomes motionless at the sight of her words catching in my throat and heart pounding rapidly against my chest. This is Kylie, I'm sure of it. Yet nothing in the manner she speaks or the way she tilts her head in the question carries the youthful, innocent vibe she always brings with her. As if I'm merely looking at a dead hollow imitation of the child.
Can't you hear her? She's asking for your help.
But it's not those that trigger a memory. It's those chilling eyes. Calling. Beckoning.
Why won't you listen to her?
All at once, the memory returns to me. Tide that has receded now returns to shore with an overwhelming force carrying images of a single moment from days ago. A world passing by in a blur and of features I can barely discern under the little light there was. Not even a week has passed. In this minute, while I keep my eyes trained on the child before me, they return with such unbearable clarity. There are no horrid wounds this time, no blood streaming down a pale face, thank heavens. Just lips contorted into a small, twisted smile. They brim with venom I never expected to ever see in a child, sending tiny pinpricks of dread crawling up my limbs, winding up my neck. You're a bad person, people like you deserve that. What? Also, the voice is supposed to be the original, wasn't there? I can't breathe. Those whispers and laughters again. Judging, mocking, taunting. He's got scathing word, ringing sharp and true against my ears. Throat closes in. The whole body tenses. A chill settles at the tips of my fingers. Every digit gone, rigid from the cold. Every single draw of my breath, any struggle for air freedom, the coils wrapped around my body tightened, dragging me down. Gradual, torturous descent into another bottomless abyss. Luke! On and on, and on, until I lose touch with myself and the world.
Help me.
Till darkness claims me and, unexpectedly, a note! In the distance, a harsh and piercing cutting through the thick stupor and shattering the haze without warning.
Are you ladies done with your business here? I don't have all morning to wait for you two.
Luke, please help! I snap open, the world shifts into a place with a ragged gasp. When I glance up, a different set of eyes greet. Oh,
Are you okay, Miss Pink?
Kylie! I don't trust you. No anger, no vile hatred in them. Just plain, sincere concern. Bit by bit, I become aware of my surrounding and myself as warmth steadily slips back to me. Reached out for the nearby counter to steady myself at some point, and my knuckles have gone white from how rigid my grip on it is. It's over now, yet the tension hasn't left my body. My heart still hammers hard against my chest in an erratic rhythm, and my breathing still comes in short, shallow bursts. Before me, Kylie fumbles with her hands, utterly unsure of what to do to an adult in what's probably a laughable state.
Did you get sick?
Maybe?
I'll call Tio, okay? Just stay here and don't move.
No. No need. Just leave me alone.
Tio will know how to fix you. Oh, wait, okay?
I wish I could speak reassurance to her, but I can't shake it off. Dread is there, twisting at my insides in an anticipation. Of what? I am no longer sure. Pushing myself off the counter, I break off into a run, brushing off an anxious look Kylie gives me when I gently push her away my way out, or the horror in Luke's brows when I stumble into him outside. Whatever they both saw on my face, I care not to know. Bloody hell, I don't even understand what's happening anymore. Okay, we're in a safe area. We're fine. We're good. I don't like Kylie. The tremors continue longing after the last of my classes have ended. Although none of my students have commented on it, I've caught a few sharing anxious glances every time a pen slips from my hand or my shoulders tense whenever called. However unusual it may be for them to see the normally composed Miss Gales become a bundle of nerves, even the most boisterous ones have given me less grief today. You think being on my 4th cup of tea would provide any sort of comfort? Or is this the 5th? Igid, why does counting matter now? The fact that I can't easily shake it off this time should tell me something. Last time this happened, I passed off as some lapse in my part after having been sick the week before.
And it is a natural conclusion.
Those are just sorts. Centuries-old lore passed by the locals to keep children in line. What place doesn't have those? One of my Dawes books even went as far as to describe them as a strong part of Isabel's culture. Tree giants, women who feared on unborn children straight from a mother's womb, or hell, there's even that one story about a demon baby. A demon baby? Okay. All folklore that never had a smidget of truth in it. Most probably told to scare off the natives there back in the old days, much like every other one in every other place. The world is most universal than people care to think. But looking at it from where I'm standing now, after staring right into the eyes of that woman, after all the things I've been hearing and feeling, perhaps there's really more to that bloody letter than some awful Halloween break. Now you're thinking it might be true. Now.
Perhaps Isabella's right all along.
Terrible thing if true. Though that thought doesn't linger long, thankfully. Soon the ringing of my mobile takes my attention away from it. Mikala? What does Marianne want? Her name flashes before me once the screen lights up. My brow knit together. Marianne Mikala. Staring hard at the screen, I try to remember when I've entered this person on my contacts. Oh, because they've had the book before. That's what it was. Takes a moment, but when it clicks, my eyes zeroes in on the book lying wide open on my table. Loaned out from the library almost a week ago. I met the woman there by sheer coincidence, a fellow history buff, apparently. We were after the same book, but in the end she's given it to me under the condition that I call her once I'm done. To be honest, I've completely forgotten about it until now, and well, I haven't really taken a peek at it until today. Normally I'd be done with the whole volume the size a few days after taking it out, about 1 or 2 depending on how busy I am, but finding a chance to sit down and read through it has been more difficult lately than I anticipated. One moment I'm busy simply grading worksheets, attending a movie premiere the next, then someone suddenly inviting me out for another reason or another. Days later, a friend stops showing up in her flat. Oh, right after worrying reports pop up in the local news. I'm worried what's going to happen by the end of this is that Zach's dead, Mary Ann might be dead, and Isabel's disappeared and might be dead. So I think I maybe have killed half the crew. Or getting close to that number. There simply isn't enough time to breathe and get a grip on things. I've been flipping through pages of said book moments ago, though never really reading anything and merely hoping for a distraction. To no avail. Phone gives out another ring, and this time, do not hesitate to answer.
Marianne?
Hello! Here I was starting to wonder if it was a bad time to call.
Sort of.
Is it?
No, not at all. I dismissed my last class a few minutes ago. I'm pretty much free for the rest of the afternoon. Unless something comes up.
Yeah, unless.
Is this about last time? The book?
Not really. I was hoping to ask you about some other thing.
Some other thing.
Oh? Sure. What about?
You grew up in this city, didn't you?
It's a peculiar question. It asks as someone you just met, but I answer nevertheless. Hold on. Let me look through the notes. October 31st is when Zach's captured. Or dead. This was Zach getting captured. Hold on, let me find the time when she gets captured. Hannah called Rebecca Gales. You can catch an old friend. Oh, this is the terrible thing that happened to Hannah. But it's the 27th right now, so this event doesn't occur yet, does it? Oh, that's right, because it occurred during the party. So what's she calling for? Because I was just trying to figure out what she could possibly be asking, so I tried. Yeah, I just read that. I'm more curious where she's heading with this by starting with that.
Born and raised, third-generation migrant. Why do you ask?
So, you must be familiar with the local lore. The, stories?
Quite. If I'm going to teach about history, I'd like to think I am, yeah? But a family friend would be a better person to ask. If you want, I can contact him for you.
Him?
No, let's just keep this thing between us, okay? It's nothing too big. Alright. I really don't know how else to put this without sounding a bit crazy. But things have been really, odd. Do you remember the mansion I mentioned back when we met? My current project?
I have a feeling the somehow might help her escape, hopefully. In hindsight, I should have expected it to lead to this. She must not have lived here long if she's just asking about this now. It didn't take a week with Isabel when she arrived, but that's Isabel. Superstitions down to the last hair. Though it would be too far off to think Mary Ann has only started thinking about this recently. She's working out the damn house itself. Must admit, even I'm curious now despite living here for so many years and having so many chances to look it up before.
The Ermengarde Mansion, yes?
Yes, that one. And, the thing is, oh dear, this is a bad idea. You know what? Just forget I ever called you about this.
No, please continue. Must have been the sunny weather. It's making me sick and see stupid things. See things?
No, wait. It's all right. I don't mind.
There's a moment pause before she responds again. She's right in that. This is a silly thing to talk about, especially between what I assume two people who are pretty grounded on their beliefs with regards to these things. I won't blame her if she hesitates.
I can't believe I'm asking you about this.
It's fine. Why don't you just think of it as some form of research?
Well, alright. But after this, we're going to forget we ever had this talk.
Okay.
My lips will be sealed.
Where are we going?
Now, what is it about the mansion?
Just, what do you know about it? The general gist. The place's past. What happened to the owners? Anything you can give me.
Let's see. To start off,
Do my best to give her a concise summary from the time the house was commissioned, 400 years ago, and who had it built. Up to the point it got deserted after the last heir's death, and the deed was passed on to Ermengarde's nearest relatives. Frankly, if it weren't for those urban legends persisting, the house would have already faded into obscurity long ago. Demolished, even. These are all nothing she probably hasn't heard of before, yet there's dissatisfaction in her tone once I finish.
That's all there really is to it?
as far as I know. There's this little bit I forgot to mention about Lady Charlotte Ermengarde's death, but most of those are just theories. Aside from that, this is really everything we've been teaching all these years. Should there be anything more?
There should be.
No mention of any other weird stuff? Other crazy stories? Or a letter of some sort?
Wait. She wouldn't know about the letter until tomorrow. Wait, what happened during this day? Yeah, because it's the 27th right now, isn't it? The 28th is when she finds out because it's during the party. My blood runs cold. Any warmth and comfort the tea I've drank has given me prior has instantly been drained out of me. The phone creaks softly as my light hold on it turns into a firm grip. This whole letter bullshit is starting to turn into more than a coincidence.
None that I've heard or read of. What does a letter have to do with this?
You do know about a letter, Rebecca, goddammit.
Oh, no. It was just something I came across. Ignore it. Random thoughts, you know? By the way, I need to run. Thanks for answering my questions.
She ends the call abruptly with only a clipped goodbye, leaving my mind heavy with even more thoughts. Ugh. How does she already know about the letter? Because I know she's seen the letter from Isabel, that we tried to do our best to not show him. But it's just... why would she be asking about the letter? Because when we played through her story, she didn't encounter anything about that. The moon around my classroom has gone considerably denser in light of what little I've gleaned from that conversation. I don't think Marianne's lying about her intent. Her interest is genuine, I'd give her that, but she's left a lot of things out. I get the sense she's only asked because something's happened around her, too. If she hadn't mentioned the letter, I probably would have made the connection.
Just what the hell did we get ourselves into?
Jeez, a lot of things, I think. Of course, there's still a lot of confusing details in this. All these are just assumptions. God damn it, why can't you believe? Why can't you be a believer? No concrete conclusion to be formed with what we have, and if we want to find out what we're really dealing with, I think Marianne's right. There might be something more to the stories. As absurd as it sounds, the very place that gave us that letter might tell us something beyond what we know. And tomorrow night, I have a few hours of that chance. Oh, at the housewarming party. Totally not exciting thoughts, since the place is privately owned now. I can't just wander around. But it's enough reason to keep the dread at bay as I step out of the room, ready to put an end to this day. Ever all those good vibes disappear into thin air when I run headfirst into Luke. There's really something in this man. Regardless how much my opinion of him has changed over the span of a few hours, he simply blasts through every good impression people have of him without care or thought. Doesn't even need to open his mouth. His mere presence does it. In all honesty, I think he's the kind of guy only a mother can love.
You're still here?
Obviously. Who do you think's standing in front of you?
Fuck you.
An ass.
Oh, come on, Daisy. You've done better than that. Losing your touch?
Maybe.
Luke, I don't have time for this. I'm heading home, and your face is the last thing I want to see before I leave. What do you want?
Belatedly, I notice his hand. Partly raised, almost poised for a knock. At a slight lift of an eyebrow, he quickly drops to his side and turns to Kaylee. Damn, if you want low, Kaylee. There we go. She's standing a few steps away from him, holding her hands behind her back, and towing at something on the floor with the tip of her shoes. Then he proceeds to make a vague gesture at me and the child. It resembles a fish flopping for air, the way he's moving his arm. though I think he's trying to urge her to speak up.
Munchkin, I thought you wanted to tell her something.
As long as it's Kaylee and not creepy Kaylee, I'm good.
You do it, Teal.
This wasn't my idea, darling.
Don't worry. I won't tell Tia what you told me the other day. And this morning.
Luke exhales, rolling his eyes at the ceiling and maybe praying for the universe to grant him more patience. He knows a losing battle when he sees one. He may act worse than a 5-year-old throwing a tantrum at times, but he's no match for an actual child. Nothing better than being served a dose of his own medicine, huh? Once his frustration has been promptly let out, he points a rude finger at me. I do my best to stare at the offending digit down, but I can already hear the demand before it's even out of his lips.
You, come with us.
What makes you think I will?
Because little Rugrat here is upset and worried, and it's your bloody fault. I've no idea what happened this morning, but if you don't come with us, I won't be hearing the end of it from her. So do me a favor, Daisy, and just be glad I'm inviting you.
You're asking for a favor, and you can't be bothered to be polite? I don't know. It's been a really busy day for me. I kind of miss my couch.
Daisy, you just say yes.
Pause follows, almost too dramatic. Afterwards, his face twists into something between a grimace and a smile. As it happens, he appears like he's in a lot of physical pain. You'd think the man is getting an aneurysm by simply being polite.
Please?
Tia said it'll be his treat.
Oh.
What? I said no such thing, Munchkin. I only agreed to this because you requested it. I'm under no obligation to feed her.
I promise I'll be quiet the next time I visit.
Oh, all right, but just one meal and make it the cheapest.
He and Ashton will get along famously on that department. On a different front, offer of a free dinner does sound enticing, however, half-heartedly given it is. Mostly because Kylie was wisely put on her puppy eyes, and by the second I find all my choices slipping away from me.
See, Miss Pink? It'll be fun. You don't have to feel sad anymore, okay?
Oh, I lie.
My mobile buzzes from my pocket, cutting me mid-sentence, and for a second I'm spared from the act of giving an answer I'll regret either way. Fishing the gadget out, I wave a hand at him and excuse myself at disgruntled expressions on Luke's face before I turn away. I'd be lying if I say if it didn't amuse me. He's as eager to be done with this as I am, but what can I do? Checking a message from Ashton shows up. Hey Becca, I'll be around Slay. I just want to die. I'll be around Slayamuel this evening. I probably even say it. Need to meet someone in the area. I might have to drop by yours and Isabel's place after. See ya. Oh. Just the usual. Unlike what he does to Zachary, Ashton has the decency to let us know when he's dropping by, or he's in the area for some business. From the way it's phrased, it sounds to be the latter. Either way, I'm glad he's at least aware of that boundary, not that Isabel's ever going to let him leave the building unscathed. If he ever pulls the same stunt he does with the other man, I cringe to imagine what she'll do to him. Sighing, I slip the gadget back to my pocket. But looking up to see Luke's utter impatience on his face, I know I now face a different dilemma. Two of them still are waiting. I know that kind of person Luke is. This is already a grand gesture of goodwill coming from me. All to pleasure his godchild. As denial aside, it's easy to tell he's really fond of Kylie from his actions alone. I kinda hate to ruin that.
Well, Daisy, we're waiting here.
Don't tell me I'm gonna get a choice here. On the other hand, there's Ash. This message doesn't exactly imply he's going to wait or he's expecting me to be there, but there are matters I have to discuss with him in person, to put it simply. Housewarming party matters. With inviting Isabel out the question, I only have Zachary and Ashton. Although the farmer has already made it clear he'll be busy this week, and while Ashton has been my first choice from the start. Even if he distastes attending gatherings like this. It's company that counts. We can be miserable together. But that's the problem, isn't it? He hates them, and it's very likely his answer will be flat no. I'd rather not hear that. If by some miracle he agrees to it, he'll probably be sulking the whole party. Not really a tough choice when you put it like that still. Oh my god, tough choice, but I have to pick one. Okay, but only because Kylie asked. I have other things. Oh, do I choose Ash or fucking Luke? Well, guess what? I got to find out in the next episode. So yeah, I've got to end it here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of what I make or be notified of the next part, go to the subscribe button. Got anything to say? Say some in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comrades.